Alrighty guys, so I am finally back and ready to start making more of my videos again. So yes, I am here to stay and make more videos, so let's continue on, shall we? My name is Kirsten. So, like I mentioned in the beginning, I am finally back to start making more of my videos again. So it feels really great to be back. So for those of you who were not particularly aware, I basically took about a week off, or at least I took last week off in particular, just so I could, spend some time with my mother and my other grandmother when they came down here to visit. And in particular, they wanted to come down and visit my house and also to see my little niece that was born on the earliest part of December. So that was basically really nice that they had a chance to visit, just to see my niece and to ultimately spend some really good quality times with them. So that was really nice. And that was basically the reason as of why I took last week off, was because I wanted to spend time with them, simply because I hardly ever get to see them out of the whole entire year. So it was really, really nice to be able to do that. And hopefully, if something doesn't end up happening sometime soon or in the far near future, I could definitely go back to Indiana and have my little vacation sometime pretty soon. You never know. We will definitely see what the future holds, but in the meantime, I'm not too worried about it. I'm just worried about what's happening now currently, and of course, signing up for school and all that stuff I did last week too. So I'm hoping I can start in the fall sometime soon. But anyway, I've rambled on enough already. February has just officially hit by the time I upload this video. So that of course means that I am back to start another sort of monthly favorites video again. And this time it's gonna be for January. So I'm still continuing to make these type of videos. So before I completely dive into this video in particular, so if you guys are new to this channel and if you haven't done so already, please do consider subscribing to my channel with notifications on. I upload brand new videos every single Friday. So without further ado, I am gonna go ahead and dive right on into this topic. So as always, I am, of course, gonna start with some of the movies and TV shows that I had a chance to watch during the month of January. There was definitely quite a few movies that I had a chance to watch during the month of January. So to begin with one of the movies I've watched, there was one movie in particular that I watched. It was called Crazy Rich Asians. I had a chance to watch it with both my brother and his girlfriend. We all had a really nice little movie night that we all sat down and had a nice time watching. And to be honest with you guys, when I first started to watch the movie, I thought it was going to be more of a comedy, really, simply because there was that little Asian guy that ended up playing in the Hangover movies, and I figured, there was going to be some funny moments to that movie in particular, but it turns out that it was more of like a sort of drama-related movie in some cases. It did had some funny moments in that movie in particular, and I was really surprised. It was actually a really good movie. I highly recommend it for all of you to go check out, because it's a really good movie. I really like it. Another movie I had a chance to watch, which of course this one I figured would be more on the funnier side, it's called Old Man and the Gun. Basically, it was based on a true story about like a older man that ended up robbing a few banks. But the way he did it, it was a really smart way that he actually did it. So I thought it was really interesting how that ended up happening. Another movie I had a chance to watch, and this was something that my uncle and I were actually very disappointed about, and that movie in particular is known as The Vanishing. It wasn't really too great, so it's something I wouldn't recommend anybody to watch, that's for sure. But if you think differently, leave it in the comments down below. I would like to hear your guys' thoughts. Another movie I had a chance to watch, speaking about funny movies earlier, there was one movie in particular that I loved watching, actually. I've seen it about a few times before, and unfortunately I don't have the movie myself, but I'm actually interested in getting the movie sometime in the very near future, actually. It's a movie with Jennifer Lawrence and Bradley Cooper. The movie itself is called Silver Linings Playbook, and I cannot stress enough just how funny this movie actually is. There was some really good, cute moments in that movie too. The rest of the parts I thought were just completely, absolutely hilarious. Just two bipolar people just dating and trying to have a good time with each other. It's just hilarious. I absolutely love it. It's something I would recommend for you guys to watch because it is really funny. I love that movie. And another movie I had a chance to watch in particular, it is known as The Place Beyond the Pines, and it's with Ryan Gosling that ended up playing in that movie. And I was relatively surprised by how good that movie actually was, and another really good hitter. I was easily impressed. There was also a couple other movies I had a chance to watch, speaking about funny movies earlier. One of them is known as Friday, which I have watched plenty of times. It is so funny. And another one is with Seth Rogen and what's his face from The Disaster Artist. I keep forgetting his name, but it'll come to me eventually, or it'll come up on the screen. But anyway, so the other movie, funny movie I had a chance to watch was known as The Interview, and straight off the bat, there was a lot of funny moments from the interview that absolutely cracked me up so hard. I really do like that movie, I'm not gonna lie. One movie in particular that I was actually really disappointed about was, of course, The Last Laugh. It had a few older comedians from that movie in particular, and my grandmother and we thought it was gonna be a funny movie. And it turns out that it was a really strange movie, and it was just completely stupid, and I never really did understood the whole point of that movie in particular, but it was meh. And of course, final movie I had a chance to watch, but most definitely not least, it is known as The Theory of Everything. It is based on a true story about Stephen Hawking. It is about a British physicist, and of course I think Stephen Hawking is actually a brilliant man. Just watching that movie generally, I just thought was just a really incredible story. I highly recommend it for anyone to watch this movie. It is honestly so brilliant. And of course, there were also a couple other TV shows I had a chance to watch as well. One of them is, of course, an anime. So the TV show I ended up watching first was known as The Vampire Diaries. I watched all of season 1, and of course, just recently I started on season 2, and I got back to reliving that TV show all over again, and honestly, I've watched Vampire Diaries in the past outside of Netflix, but unfortunately I kind of lost track of that TV show and I stopped watching it altogether. But now I've gone back to, of course, rewatching the whole TV show again, and I absolutely love it now. And of course, final thing I had a chance to watch, but most definitely not least, This anime in particular is known as Baki, and basically it's the type of anime where it's really brutal in like a sort of Street Fighter inspired way, I guess you could say. It definitely reminds me of something out of a video game, and it was really graphic in the most brutal ways as possible, which is part of the reason why I ended up liking that anime in particular. It wasn't something I was expecting it to be. I thought it was mostly gonna be like a, I don't know, a boxing match type of anime in particular. But it turns out it was something I was not expecting, and it turned out to be surprising in a good way. So definitely, almost a majority of these movies that I had a chance to watch, and TV shows, if you will, that I had a chance to watch, were all really good. I was really impressed. So, of course, you cannot forget about any sort of video games that I had a chance to, of course, play for the month of January. So the video game I had a chance to play for the whole month of January in particular is known as Kingdom Hearts: The Story So Far. So as you guys already know, Kingdom Hearts is coming out relatively soon, at least the time that I'm filming this video in particular. It's not out yet, but by the time I upload this video in particular, Kingdom Hearts 3 will already be out, and honestly, I am so looking forward to Kingdom Hearts 3, which is exactly the reason why I ended up playing Kingdom Hearts: The Story So Far. And basically, it has almost every single Kingdom Hearts series in this game in particular. So from the first original Kingdom Hearts, which is also known as Final Mix, all the way to Kingdom Hearts 2.8 Prologue, I believe. I haven't gotten into 2.8 Prologue just yet, but I am on my way to, of course, trying to get to that game so I can move on into playing Kingdom Hearts 3 sometime this month, hopefully. And if not this month, it'll most likely be next month, which is exactly part of the reason I'm trying to play through this game first before I ended up playing Kingdom Hearts 3. And of course, luckily, I did pre-order that game ahead of time so I can go ahead and play the next one when the time has come. So I played through exactly all the way up until I reached Kingdom Hearts 300 something dash days, and then I stopped for a while until my mom and my grandmother ended up leaving for Indiana just to go back home. And now, currently, over the weekend, at least last weekend in particular, I started on Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, so that has been really interesting to play. So far I have been really loving this game so far. It has been absolutely amazing. So to begin with some of the foods that I actually had a chance to try out and actually loved. There was quite a lot of food that I had a chance to try out this month because by now you guys have already known that I am pretty much a foodie. In particular, a vegan foodie, if you will. So to begin with something that I tried out for New Year's, I of course made some vegan eggplant parmesan, which I thought was really amazing. And of course everybody else liked it too, so that made me even more happier. And of course with myself making vegan Parmesan cheese. Basically how I made it myself, I followed by a recipe from a cookbook called the How Not to Die cookbook. And basically what you do is you get a handful of Brazil nuts, some almonds, and a little bit of nutritional yeast blended in to make it into a lovely little vegan Parmesan, which I think tastes so amazing. And obviously I can't remember if I tried this before or not, but basically I have been getting into kimchi lately. Normally I don't get into spicy food, but I would say that's pretty good, I would say. Also, speaking of spicy, I had a chance to try out corn spicy vegan chicken patty, which I thought tasted pretty good. Also, I've been getting into jalapeno ketchup, which I think tasted pretty good as well. I mean, the theme is spicy this month for some weird reason. I don't know. Just lately, I've been getting into a lot of spicy food. Also, I've been getting into the Hillary patties again. This time I tried out the hemps and greens version of that one, and it's honestly not too bad. It wasn't necessarily my favorite out of the whole entire veggie patties that I've tried in the past, but it's still good enough for me to feel satisfied, per se. I also tried out the chip brand. It's basically called Flourish, and basically what it is it's made out of greens, obviously, and it's made out of corn. And it reminds me of that one popcorn bag that I used to like. They're like in the shape of little chips as well. It kind of reminds me of that. One of those little chip snack things from Trader Joe's that I used to get all the time. It kind of reminds me of that for some weird reason, which I thought was really good. And of course, sometime last week, obviously you guys already know by now, that I got to try out the Beyond Meat burger, and I thought it tasted absolutely amazing. And last time I told you guys about that on my previous monthly favorites video in particular, I did mention that sometime in the store, if I ever do encounter the Beyond sausage, I would give that one a try as well. And I tried that out sometime this month, and I thought it tasted absolutely amazing. Again, it has been a very long time since I've last eaten meat. It has been roughly almost 3 years now since I've last eaten meat, and I do remember it tasting exactly like the same texture. It was kind of weird, but I thought it tasted really good. It's definitely something I would recommend a non-vegan to try out, that is definitely for sure, because it is so amazing. And of course, speaking of vegan burgers earlier, I also got to try out the White Castle's vegan burger sliders, and I thought those were pretty good actually. And honestly, it made a really good snack the other day. I thought it tasted pretty good. And it was really interesting that White Castle came out with veggie burgers now, which is really cool. And also I tried out some fried pickles for the first time, and I thought it was really interesting to taste. Let's see, I went into Sprouts the other day and I picked up a cookie jar of some kind, and basically it was nothing but cookie dough, and of course it was vegan, of course. And the same company that made the Just Mayo products came out with the vegan cookies, and I've been searching high and low to find these cookies and actually try them out. And when I finally encountered them in Sprouts the other day, I had to try them out for myself to see if it would taste any different. And honestly, as expected, there wasn't really much of a difference, and I thought it tasted absolutely amazing. I absolutely loved the chocolate chip ones, and maybe next time I'll try out another different brand of some kind next time I go to the store, because obviously the chocolate chip ones were really good. And of course, last thing I had a chance to try out, but most definitely not least, while I was out and about with my brother, his girlfriend, and of course my grandmother from Indiana, as well as my mother, while we were out and about going shopping and all this other type of stuff, I went into a taco place which is known as Torchy's Tacos. And surprisingly enough, they did have veggie options. There was one taco I had a chance to try out in particular, and it was known as the Independent. And basically it is basically mushrooms, pretty much, mixed in with other things. And obviously I took out the cheese and the refried beans, because obviously with refried beans it's hard to tell if they have lard in them, so I usually don't get refried beans. When I tried out their mushroom tacos, I thought it was pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. I was really impressed. And from then on there, I would say those are pretty much all the foods that I had a chance to try out for the month of January. Alright guys, so from then on there, I would say that's pretty much all that I have to share for the whole entire month of January. I know this was relatively shorter than normal, and that I didn't really share much of any other things, but honestly, this month was so long and so uneventful that I didn't really get a chance to really explore anything else, other than the fact that I get to see my school that I'm getting ready to transfer in sometime soon, hopefully, but I will definitely keep you guys posted whenever that ever comes through. But regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed this video overall and what I had to share for today. So if you did, be sure to sucker punch that like button down below. Comment down below as well. Let me know what it is that has been your favorites for the month of January. Also, leave it in the comments down below and let me know how your New Year's went. And are you sticking to your New Year's resolution so far? If you guys are completely new to this channel, and if you haven't done so already, please do dedicate the time and effort to subscribe to my lovely channel, join my little army of darkness, and if you hit that notification button, you will be updated with brand new videos every single Friday. And of course, if you guys are interested in following me outside of YouTube, all of my social medias will be listed in the description box right down below if you are indeed interested in checking them out yourself. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a completely chill week and awesome day or night, and I will talk to you all soon in the next video. So until then, stay completely dark and so fucking brutal and awesome, my friends. Take care. Bye for now.